I think the alternative trade mandate is a great tool that you're giving in the hands of MEPs, because it shows how an alternative trade policy could look like. It really gives a clear image about what's going wrong at the moment, but also how the situation can be remedied, like what we can actually do different. And every day in the Trade Committee we're having this problem that we're getting like trade and agreements on the table that the Commission has negotiated, and then if we say but we have concerns about the human rights perspective, for instance, then they say, yeah, well, what would be the alternative? And now we actually finally have an alternative at hand, and I think this is extremely useful, and I will absolutely use it in my daily work in the Trade Committee. On a broader perspective, we should work on making trade fair. At the moment we're completely following a free trade ideology that is only helping the big corporations in the European Union and not the people, neither here in the European Union nor in our partner countries. So we should go for fair trade that actually helps people in in the development of their country, in their personal development, etc., and that is supporting the food sovereignty, for instance, and not hampering it. And on a more short-term perspective, I think proposals that are in the alternative trade mandate, such as a human rights impact assessment, that can already help a lot to point out what are the problems around these trade agreements, how they are currently actually making human rights breaches. And that would be very helpful. Also the review clause that you are proposing, where you say a trade agreement can't be there forever, it has to be reviewed, what have been the impacts, has it been good or bad, such a thing needs to be implemented, so we have to have a mandatory review clause so we can also change things that have been problematic. I would really urge people to get active on the trade issue. Too long the trade things have been left only to the trade nerds, the guys who are negotiating on behalf of the Commission, that are sitting in the Parliament, etc. But this is dangerous, because trade people are not just talking about tariffs. We're talking about, for instance, banking regulations, we're talking about intellectual property rights, we're talking about access to medicine, about social and environmental standards. And you don't want to leave that to people who only have the interest of big corporations in mind. So everybody really needs to get active and get out also on the street and really organize some action, so that the other people in the European Parliament who have not yet woken up will finally wake up.